What is going on, awakened ones? Welcome to another episode on the Love of Wisdom. If you're new to this channel, my name is Brittany Fontanez, and what I do is I assist people in awakening to their power to find the infinite love within themselves. And if I'm cringing so much, that means the sun is shining bright because it wants me to share this message. That's how I'm going to take it as. So anywho, if you have been along on this journey with me, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. Today's message that I want to share, it's a very interesting how I came up with this topic. I was watching one of my favorite shows last night, and the scene was about a counselor talking to a boy who his mom wanted him to get better. So the counselor gives him this notebook with a beautiful symbol on it that it just resonated with me immediately as I looked at it. And then the boy takes the notebook and says, "You gave me a notebook with a maze on it?" And the counselor's like, "It's not a maze, it's a librium. Yep, librium, that's how you say it." And then what he said about it, he's like, a maze you get lost in. The librium is you find your journey within yourself. So that intrigued me so much that I had to pause the show and look up the meaning. And what the meaning was, the librium, a lot of people get it confused with the maze, because the maze is about using your left brain. It's about using the analytical, logical brain, about getting through the dark ways, cutting corners, and getting through the alleys to get out the maze, because the maze you just get lost in. But the librium, it's only one design, which means it's only one path, and that path leads to the path from within. It's all about the spiritual journey that we choose to go on. And what the librium is, in order to solve it, it's about using the right brain. It's about using your intuition, your creativity, your intuitive spiritual self to get through the journey within yourself, the journey of oneness. And that intrigued me tremendously, to the point, and now I'm so in love with the symbol that now I'm just looking up a necklace for it. But the reason why I want to state that is because this is what the topic is about today. It's about protecting your energy. And what does that have to do with the symbol I just described to you that I resonate with? Because we do not deliberately choose our lives and our decisions every day. We allow ourselves to tolerate anything and anyone into our lives to the point energy is everywhere and everything, and everything is made up of energy. So therefore, what we surround ourselves with and who we surround ourselves by really affects our energetic being, our energetic bodies, our whole entire energetic system around us. And when we don't deliberately be aware of protecting our energy, we allow ourselves to become anything to this world. That's what makes us so reactive. That's what makes us so physical. That's what makes us so in tune with the materialistic of this earth, and we forget our true divine essence and our connection. Therefore, that's why it's kind of like we go through a maze, because we are so in tune with this world that sometimes we forget about ourselves. We forget about the journey within because we're always looking in the without. And so I thought it was truly amazing that this symbol was like truly intriguing, is because it awakened me to realize protecting your energy is a state of boundaries, and boundaries is created by making a decision to awaken to your spiritual journey and to your spiritual essence. And when you make that decision, that deliberate choice to want to awaken to your own path and to find the essence of your authenticity by going within and following that journey of who you truly are, then you are setting boundaries and you are learning to protect your energy. Because even though I do not want to say protect yourself, because it's like you're trying to run from something, or you're kind of, setting the intention that something's trying to come after you, but I'm gonna put it in a different perspective. It's very vital that you protect your energy, like I just said, because you will get lost and you forget yourself and have the tendency to just be reactive and just being a formula energy for someone else's insecurities, for them to be comfortable. And for you to do that is lowering your standards at the divine being that you truly desire to be. And that just awakened me tremendously. I had so much epiphanies to the point I went into my past with the opportunity and the perspective of being deliberately aware, but not emphasizing it or being dramatic about it, but just learning some things about myself that I don't remember. And I remember I would surround myself with absolutely anyone. I would be around people who was doing a lot of drugs, who were doing like Molly, cocaine. I was around people who would drink so much, who would drink, like if it's 10 in the morning, they start drinking. I'd be around people who sold drugs. Some of those people were my family members. I just tolerated so many things, and I always realized I was seeking in the without. I always wanted to be a fixer. I always wanted to be in someone else's story. I always was the extra in my story. I always let people dictate my life. And pretty much I was just going through a maze. I was just getting lost and not finding my way. And I always thought that my way was seeking the path over there, following everyone else. And this symbol just awakened me to realize, I want to start protecting my energy. I have been lately. And I just want to protect my energy in the form of describing to you that when you do protect your energy, and not only that you set boundaries because you chose your spiritual path and you want to carve out the path that's best for you and go within every single time to find your true essence, your authenticity, to find that divine connection again and be one with it. I realize when we protect our energy and make that deliberate decision, we allow ourselves to not only awaken, but to be one with what truly matters with ourselves, with what truly matters to us. Because when we look in the without, we have the tendency to not give ourselves the encouragement to embody what feels right to us. I have a very good ability to cut people off completely out of my life. And at first, I was doing this out of grudges and resentment because I always used to go on the past and think about it and think about how it could be different. Think about if I saw this person again, what would I do? What would I say? How would I feel? And I would keep reacting to that. And then so I switched it up and realized I prefer to protect my energy and not be surrounded by people that were of my past, but started to embody the kind of people I want to surround myself with, the kind of things that feel right to my well-being, and the things that feel right to my heart. And I embody that because not only do I want to attract that, but I want to be that too. That's the only way it could come into my life. And when you protect your energy, it sets up levels. It sets up levels for people to meet you at those levels of where you are. You're not lowering your standards anymore. You're growing into what's best for you. Instead of following what people think is best for you, you start following what's best for you. Instead of listening to what other people's opinions are and beliefs, you start to listen to and believe in your own beliefs and your own opinions. You start to just be who you truly want to be. And that is the journey of self-discovery. You're at the peak of the mountain discovering who you truly are and looking down at all the people that you used to follow. But instead, you chose the path to the journey of yourself, to go within, and you decided to commit not to be alone, but to commit to keep raising, to keep rising, to keep becoming and developing what it is that feels so righteous to you. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with assisting or being there or loving those people. And there's nothing wrong with leaving them behind. Because sometimes when you're growing, when you choose the spiritual path and when you discover your divine spiritual self and starting to learn where you really come from and who you are, I'm starting cheesing as I'm saying this because it's just so amazing when you choose this path. It's because when you start to do that, you give yourself such opportunities to connect to more than what you thought you knew. You start to learn more of the things that you never knew. And you start to discover that there's something unknown, but you start to embody this feeling of excitement to understand the unknown, to understand those dark parts of you, to fall in love with the waterfalls that fall into your world. What I mean by waterfalls and raindrops is like you start to fall in love with everything that happens in your life because you start to take responsibility for it. You start to accept it. The spiritual path, the spiritual journey is not about only discovering yourself. It's about letting go of what you thought you should be to become who you're really meant to be. And you let go of all those limitations that made you fear who you truly are inside. That's why a lot of people avoid how they feel. That's why they use substance. That's why they act a certain way. That's why they speak whatever they want to speak, and they don't realize the power that their words have behind their words have. They don't understand the power their actions have. They don't understand the power their thoughts have. They don't understand the power their emotions have. That's why you have to be deliberate in what you do and say and think and feel every single day, and who you surround yourself with, because energy is contagious. And when you learn to protect your energy from toxicity, you won't allow a lot of things you used to allow, and then you'll start rising, you'll start raising as people start looking at you different. People start wondering why you changed. People start wondering how you changed, and you just be so astonished by the improvements you make for your overall well-being, to the point that you just start to fall in love with the journey of self-discovery and the unknown that is you. So protect your energy, because I've been around people in poverty, people in drugs, like I've said, but I've been around millionaires. I've been around a lot of rich people. And what I've learned from the difference from them is not in what they have materialistically. It's who they are and how they vibrate that makes them so different. People who have a lot vibrate at a very high state. People who have less and use a lot of things to avoid how they feel vibrate at a very low state. And what I recognize with these is the boundaries they set, is the protection they have over their energy. The low vibration states of people do not care about themselves. That's why they don't care about going within and knowing their true essence of where they come from. That's why they just don't care about abusing their body or abusing their spirit, because they're just lost in their own maze and they think that's the way to go. And that's how I used to be. But now, that symbol is so beautiful. The Librium has really just inspired me to realize I just want to discover and commit to my spiritual path and going within every single second of every day and being deliberate in what I say and what I think and what I feel and what I do, because that is the way of me protecting my energy. We gain the awareness as we choose to protect our energy, that we gain the awareness of who we are and who we allow ourselves to become and what we tolerate. And that just gives us so much mindfulness to create something more and something different, something much more beneficial. And that's what you want. You don't want control over your life where you're trying to control the outcomes of the outside world. You want to control your life to the point that you know you have the choice to not tolerate how people treat you, how people talk, how the environment is. I'm an outgoing person. I could get along with anyone, but I don't like every group category. I could fit anywhere, honestly, if I allow myself to. I used to, but now I don't anymore. I choose to protect my energy, even if that means being alone, even if that means doing my own thing. But I choose to do that because I care about myself, because I care about my spirit, I care about my journey. I care so much about being present into this moment and doing what I can to make my future self proud, because I am building a harvest for myself and I'm planting seeds by the things I do and say and feel and think right here, right now. So protect your energy, because not a lot of people know their true essence to the point they'd rather be like rats chasing cheese in a maze and trying to find their way out. It's not about finding your way out. It's about finding your way in and going within to understand who you truly are rather than running from who you truly are. So protect your energy. Yourself deserves it. Your future self absolutely deserves it all. And you are worthy of it too, as well. Just know you are worthy of protecting your energy, even if those you love do not understand. And that is okay. No, it's no one's job to understand you, but it's your job to want to understand you and love who you are, because only you walk in your shoes and operate your own mind and feel your own heartbeat. So it's your job to take your responsibility of your life into your hands and be the deliberate creator that you are. Man, I'm like stumbling right now in my words, but I just truly am happy that I shared that with you, because I thought it was so eye-opening that I thought it would be beneficial for you. So that was my message today. Protect your energy. Until then, you guys, I'll see you on the next one. Stay blissful, remain authentic, and namaste.